my dudes, my buddies, my G's. Ian Taylor here, back with another reaction. As soon as I uploaded my last reaction to Sick Boy by Ren, I realized that Ren was dropping a song today. So he dropped it about 30 minutes before I recorded this, and I haven't had a chance to view it yet, so I wanted to do a blind reaction with you guys on the brand new track Animal Flow. So we're going to do that. It sounds like it's going to be a good time. And, I imagine since it's called Animal Flow, I bet you anything that it's not going to go into like super, super deep concepts like a lot of Ren's music does. I'm imagining it's going to be like a lyrical hip hop track. You know what I mean? So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's just get into it. Okay. I'm excited to see what happens here.
Animal flow. You're in the mind of a cannibal king where chaos and anarchy roam, and trouble is bubbling under the skin.
Oh, dude, even the first rhyme scheme. Da-da-da-do. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-din. Da-da-da-da-da-da-do. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's such a good cadence to start things off. It really just gets me in the mood for this song. And I love that he's already using his own vocals as instrumentation in the beat. I feel like that's where Ren really separates himself from one of the ways that Ren separates himself from the pack is his utilization of his own vocals into samples that he includes in his beat. And he uses a lot of them for percussion, not for like melodious things. I mean, he does that too, but he uses them a lot for percussion. And I feel like where he differentiates himself from a lot of artists, because using vocal samples in hip hop is not new, right? That's very, very common. But utilizing your own vocals as instrumentation on it, other than when you utilize a different person who's a beatboxer, is not very common. And utilizing your own vocals to do that just increases the amount of talent needed to do such a thing. So I highly respect Ren for doing that. And so we're only 16 seconds in, and I've already been impressed by 4 or 5 different things. So let's get it.
Certain insanity shows. Whenever I pick up the mic and begin, whenever these words that I write with my pen come alive.
There's the pig.
I pulled out the pin. Animal flow.
I like how the room is covered in this jungle, it's like, it's obviously an apartment or a house with kind of a modern style to it, but it's just covered in greenery and it's covered in lush vegetation and just fucking leaves stapled to the wall. It looks like, and I think that's super, super, super cool. I love that they did that. Instead of just doing it in a jungle or just doing it in a normal house, they went that extra step. And the lighting is already very, very cool too. It's got these horror aspects of, he's not just talking about being in the jungle and being king of the jungle, you know what I mean? He's like the Prince of Darkness almost alongside of that, and it's got the flashing red strobes and it's got the just different aspects to really make this a cohesive, fun song. I'm already 25 seconds in, mind blown.
In the jungle, I'm ready for war. I'm beating your brains with a bat. I'm swinging it back and it's spooky. Your bike is on board. Lord of the cannibals, bro. A murderous mind that you can't ignore. I wait and react with combat on the counter attack on the king of the jungle. I roar. Animal.
I like how he says king of the jungle, I roar, and then his version of roaring is that deep animal, and then it goes into him beatboxing again, and that's his roar, because his roar is his music. That's kind of, I feel like what he might be saying there is his roar is his music. That's how he flexes. That's how he that's his way of displaying confidence. You know what I mean? And I think I love that. That's very fun. And they're doing the Thriller. I think that's Thriller. Kinda.
Animal flow, I'm the flow CEO. I've got mountains of murderous rhymes. Mountain volcanic, I blow and cause mayhem and panic. There's nowhere to run from my mind.
Ooh, God, the flow there, the switch up. I love how he layers his vocals. He's got the high pitched with the regular vocal with the low right there with the screwed vocal. And it adds this like chaotic, sinister vibe to his vocals there as he switches up the flow. It brings your attention to what he's saying, and it's so good. And the flow pattern itself is so tight. It's like it's the vocal pockets this man finds. You know, a lot of people talk about rappers finding the vocal pocket, and he just does that so well. He finds that space in the beat where his vocals can really just push it to the next level, and he does every time flawlessly.
An impossible flow, never slowing, just growing and flowing with intricate lines. Yes, I will dig in my teeth when I bite like a beast. Blood, I drink it like wine. Animal flow, I ain't no wilderness.
I like how the lion popped up with the roar, like he was like, rah. Like that's fun. That's a fun little tidbit.
Be king, sit on my throne, I'm the Lord of the Rings. Out on my own, I'm a terrible thing. Animal skins over my shoulders like bling. They will be clothing my sins. I came to win over and over again. I'll take your life with a grin.
I feel like in the video even he doesn't look like he's enjoying being the king of the jungle. It's almost like a metaphor. Like right there, he was being chased by 3 girls with the animal masks on and stuff, and he's like get away. Like, why are you doing this? And it kind of goes to show maybe he's saying like Ren doesn't necessarily enjoy flexing, but it's hip hop, so he kind of has to. He has to prove that he's this king of this jungle that he's a part of, and it's not why he makes music. That's not his purpose behind his music, but he kind of has to do it because, it's a part of hip hop, that confidence, cocky, braggadocio style of rap. And I'm not saying like he's conforming to what he wants to do. No, I think he likes making these kinds of songs, but I don't think that's his purpose. I don't think that's his purpose behind making music. I think that his purpose is within the deeper stuff. That's what his bread and butter, so to speak, is. And so him backing away from these animals, if he's the king of the jungle and all these other animals are these other braggadocio rappers swinging their dicks around on their tracks, he's kind of backing away from that. I think that's a cool little piece that he threw in there.
Animal. Mary had the little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. It made the blood look so much redder when I slit its throat. Watch it drip, drop, till the ground was soaked. Oh, Mary, quite contrary how the blood it flows. Horrific.
I love that. So he takes this nursery rhyme that we all know and have known since we were children, and he demonizes it, basically. He's talking about slitting the lamb's throat and blood dripping and all of this crazy stuff. And meanwhile, the beat does a complete 180 shift. It goes from this intense, what it was doing before with that almost trance step, to this, and it adds this, it's like this detuned bell pluck sound that gets more and more deformed as it goes on, and it's this cool little arp that brings your attention to what he's saying. And what he's saying is shocking because he's literally talking about slaughtering Mary's little lamb or whatever, and it's this really crazy, dark, demented part of the song, and the beat just fits that cadence so good. That decrescendo and the crescendo, or whatever it's called, I can't remember the terms, but when it goes down in vibe and then it comes back up in intensity, that I know crescendo is one of them, but it fits his theme and his lyrics so well, and he hasn't done that a single time in the rest of the song so far. It was a complete different segment of the beat, a little bridge in there, and it's just so good. So good how he just did that. I love that. And the creepy lamb, like staring at you and then slowly turning away. It's just so good.
Explicit, I feel parasitic, acidic, I'm eating your flesh. Don't fidget, I'm livid, no mentally with it. I get kinda sick when I'm stressed. I am the eye, I am the storm, I am the...
I love that all the animals are like looking at the camera when he does the yum, 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 yum. I don't know what that means, but I bet you it means something, And if, like, maybe he's saying, like, since he's the king of the jungle, and yet when they're saying yum, 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 all of the animals are looking at him, he might be saying, like, even if he's at the top of the pack, everyone else in the pack is still trying to eat him up, is still trying to get at him. You know what I mean? They're trying to compete for that top spot. Maybe that's where he's getting at. I don't know.
And they say when I'm stressed, yum, 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 yum. I am the I am the storm, I am the fury, I am the scorn, I am the belly, I am the beast. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I'm an animal, yes, I'm an animal. Yes, sometimes the things I say are irrational. Yes, sometimes the things I do are quite radical. Yes, I will be waging war on the capital. Yes, I will burn the houses of parliament down, cause hypocrites, they burn quite easily. Wow, burn and pillage it all to the ground. Your illegitimate king lost his crown.
I love, he goes, you're illegitimate king of this crown. And so he's basically saying, like, he's a self-proclaimed king of this jungle. You know what I mean? Self-proclaimed king. It's not like he was born into it, or it's not like he's really earned that accolade in a lot of, old school hip hoppers' heads. They're still going to say Eminem is the GOAT, or they're going to say Jay-Z is the GOAT, or they're going to say Wayne is the GOAT, but Ren's music really does go past hip hop. It's not just rap. You know what I mean? So I would say that in Ren's particular jungle, he is absolutely the king. And I love that he's kind of getting on that, like, that he's talking his shit, dude. He's finally getting cocky with it, and he's enjoying it. He's enjoying it, but there's still this side of him that knows that that's not what he wants to. That's not his purpose in his art, in his artistry, and you can see elements of that in the video and in the lyrics. And it's such a cool roller coaster that he takes you on in just a 3-minute video.
Flow. Show no mercy under my rule. I won't be kind, I will be cruel. Down on my foes in a paddling pool. Yes, I'm tyrannical, bro. So never mistake, I'm for a fool. I'll take your ignorance right back to school and teach you a lesson for testing my cool. Animal.
Oh, I'm getting major Purge vibes here. Oh yeah. Animal. Oh, total Purge vibes.
Animal.
Oh, that was so good. I have a lot of respect for Ren, because not only is he able to utilize these deep, emotional songs that I personally really, really enjoy. I mean, that's the kind of music that I love to make. So hearing somebody else do it at such an exceptional level is always great. But I love that he also does this. I love that he just flexes on a track and rocks with it. And yes, there are deeper meanings inside of the song. Of course, it's Ren. There's going to be deeper meanings. But as somebody who's fairly fresh to the Ren rabbit hole, it's important for me to see all of these different sides. Because if he was an artist that only did those emotional songs like Hi Ren and things like that, I wouldn't be as interested in bumping him in the car with like on the way to a party. You know what I mean? But it's not like I party very often. But bumping it in the car, and you got friends in the car, you're having a good time, you want to throw on some good music, you're not going to throw on Hi Ren, because that's something that you want to sit down and listen to with headphones on and really analyze and really get into it. And it takes a lot of energy to analyze a song like that. And so it's good for him to have these kinds of braggadocio hip-hop songs that you can throw on in the car with your homies as an introduction to Ren. Now, my introduction to Ren was Hi Ren, and I love that style of music. That's why I was so engrossed with it. But I think it's important because a lot of consumers of music don't necessarily go out of their way to listen to songs like Hi Ren. They want something that bumps. They want something that goes in, and that song right there is a prime example of something that bumps, something that goes in. And he's utilizing his own vocals to make these percussive patterns, these strings. I'm so used to guitar Ren. I'm so used to when he gets on his guitar and does his thing, but those strings, the intensity of them just added this whole other element of energy, and then the low bass sirens and things like that are going off during it. It's just so, it's just good, man. So yeah, that was Animal Flow by Ren, a brand new song. I'll link the video in the comments if you have not checked it out. I'll also include, if you enjoyed the video, there'll be a little box that pops up either here or here and it'll say subscribe. So feel free to subscribe. It's a brand new reaction channel. We are just getting off the ground. That's why we're doing 2 videos in the first day. I'll also include on the other side, I think it's over here, a little click to one of my music videos. I'll probably include the one I did with Black Pegasus a few years back. So it's on a separate channel. All of my music links and things like that will be in there. So feel free to check them out if you did enjoy this. If you don't, that's okay. We can still have fun on these reactions. I love you guys. Peace, love, prosperity, all that Spock shit, and stay blessed, my friends.